Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and today we're going to be focusing on the best supination exercises for arm wrestling. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is supination, okay, the act of supination and how to get stronger. Okay, now let's look at supination as far as it concerns the arm wrestling table. Okay, so the action of supination is you're seeing your hand on the arm wrestling table. Okay, if you're standing up, okay, and you turn your hand over, you're supinating your hand. Okay, so you're supinating your hand. I'm pronating when I turn my hand over. How that relates on the arm wrestling table is here. Okay, top roll movement, you're pronating. You're pronating over. You're trying to maximize your pronation to bring the arm wrestler down, the opponent down. Okay, so when you're doing one of the other primary movements in arm wrestling, which is the hook, look at this. Okay, same thing. You're on the table, okay, and you go to do your hook. Look at the forearm. Watch the action at the forearm, okay? You're supinating to hook, okay? So when you just take the hand out of it, forget about the hooking motion, okay? Stop paying attention to the wrist. Look at the forearm action when you go to do a hook. See the forearm action? It's supination. Now, when I go to do the top roll, same thing. Watch the forearm motion. It's exactly the opposite, okay? It's pronation for top rolling, supination for hooking. Okay, so if you're into hooking strength and if you're into arm wrestling, you need to have a strong hook, okay? So remember, most arm wrestlers, and I guarantee this, most arm wrestlers are not working their supination strength at all, probably, and or if not, or if they are, they're probably not doing it enough, okay? Or maybe they're doing it in the wrong direction, or maybe they're doing it the wrong way. So in this small video, we're gonna be showing you the best exercises for building your supination on the arm wrestling table. Okay, everybody, so let's look at the equipment we're going to be using for today for the supination exercises. Okay, as usual, I'm using my stability box for my elbow. Most of the exercises can be done with your elbow stabilized, and as you know, I'm a huge proponent of stabilizing your elbow. I'm going to show you how to do that today with supination exercises. We're using some pretty small plates. The supinator muscle is not particularly powerful comparison to biceps and triceps and other arm muscles. Okay, so we're using something pretty small. We got a 10-pound plate, I got a 5, and then I have a 2.5. So we'll see if I use all those. We're going to be using a towel, okay, for some of the movements. In conjunction with the weights, as usual, I'm going to be using my loading pin, okay? I'm going to slide the weights down. I'm going to use this for the loading pin. This is going to hang perfectly in conjunction with the towel, okay? And then I'm using something new today that you may have not seen so far. It's kind of a hoop. So this is actually just a towel that I tied in a knot, okay? I'm going to be holding on to one end, and at the other end, I'm going to tie to I'm going to put in my plate loader, and then the weights are going to be on this end. Okay, so it's all working together as one big apparatus. The plate loader, and then the weights. Okay, so I'll show you that in a moment. But the first exercise we're actually going to be starting with is my favorite. One of my favorite tools for exercising arm wrestling is kettlebells. Okay, so let's look at the two I'm using. This does not need to be too very heavy at all. 15 pounds, and then 10 pounds. Stick around, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Okay guys, so the first exercise we're going to be doing is supination with the kettlebell, and we're going to be using the stability box. Okay, so the movement on this one is we're going to be going up. Okay, so we're going to be taking the kettlebell, all the weights distributed below my hand, okay, and we're going to be turning it upwards, but my elbow is going to be against the box. Okay, so the exercise is going to be like that. Okay, that's our exercise. We're going to try that with 15 pounds, and stick around. Okay guys, so exercise number 1, we're going to be doing kettlebell supinations on the stability box, okay? I got this in widescreen, so it's a little bit easier to see, hopefully. We're going to start with the 15 pound, and we're going to do a drop set. So 15 pounds and then 10 pounds, and that's the end of the set, okay? It's pretty hard. Okay, so I'm going to flip around, I'm going to do this, and here's what it looks like, okay? Okay, so we got 15-pound kettlebell. The motion we're trying to do on this exercise is going to be you're starting with your palm down. The weight's obviously distributed directly below your hands, so the kettlebell is much better for this than dumbbells, and it's much harder. Okay, so this exercise is going to be turning the kettlebell over so it's facing upwards. control that, and then you're gonna come back down, okay? So from the front, that's gonna look like this. Remember, you're in arm wrestling position, okay? And you're gonna be turning the kettlebell up and then coming back down, and you're gonna try that as many times as you can, and then we're gonna drop to the 10. Now, these are really, really hard, so I'm not gonna get a lot of reps, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start, and then I'll flip it around. I'll get the 10, and we'll finish with that. Okay, so let's go here. Here we go. Don't stop at the bottom, just go right, keep going, stop at the top. Stop, stabilize that kettlebell. It's getting hard. When you can't get all the way turned over, go to the next kettlebell. Okay, same thing, isolating, turning up. No rest at the bottom, try to stop at the top. And when you can't turn it all the way up, the set's over. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Okay guys, so from the inside of the arm, that exercise looks like this, okay, just before we move on, okay? You're gonna have the kettlebell's gonna be here, okay, hanging directly below the hand, okay? And we're turning up. So that's the action at the forearm. You can see the bicep turning on as the hand turns into supination. Remember, the bicep turns off when you go into, when your hand's completely turned over, your bicep can't work, okay? Your bicep's not working here. Your bicep's only working when your palm starts to turn up, okay? So when you're supinating, this is the way the exercise should look like. Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, so for the next exercise, we got the loading pin here, okay, with the carabiner setup. We're gonna be using together, and then we have a couple of weight plates, okay? So we're gonna do the 10 and the 5, and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, so we're gonna put the 10 on, and the 5. Okay, we got our carabiner there. Okay, we're gonna take our towel, and we're gonna put that through the carabiner, just like we were doing for some of the wrist radial flexion exercises. Okay, so we're gonna put this halfway through. Okay, I'll cut the video and I'll show you what this is gonna look like. Okay guys, so the next exercise we're gonna be doing here is a supinating curl, okay? We're using the loading pin, we're using weights, and we're using a towel, okay? So we're gonna be using the stability box. I'm going to turn around here. I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna do this, and then I'll show you how it looks from the front, okay? We're doing a drop set as well, okay? So we're gonna be doing as much as we can with this particular weight stack. I'm gonna take this weight off. Once I hit exhaustion, I'm gonna use these last 2 plates, and then when I hit exhaustion again, I'm gonna finish with the 10, and I probably won't get a lot of reps. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, your arm is stabilized on the box. Okay, most important part. Okay, so you see I have the loading pin hanging down here. Okay, so if I was using this for pronation, which we haven't done yet, I'm gonna show you guys later, I would put it through the hand like this. Okay, so the weight's going over the hand, so I'm pronating like I was doing a top roll strength, okay? In this case, we're doing supination, so we're doing the opposite. So we wanna grab the towel like this. Okay, so the weight is actually hanging, the weight's actually on the other side of your hand, okay? So you're turning it in this way. So from that angle, you're gonna see, we're doing this, we're actually gonna do an active curl too. So we're doing a supination curl, okay? So we're going to go halfway down and then curl with the palm facing up at the end, okay? And it's much harder than it looks, okay? Let me show you from the other angle here. Okay, so we're turning the box. Okay, so you see how the weight is hanging over this side of my hand, okay? So the stress is against my supination muscle, okay? So this exercise, we're gonna be going here, and I'm curling up to my chin. That's the idea. Okay, so let's start the drop set. Okay, so we're here. This is really hard, okay? We're just gonna go until we run out of gas, and then we're gonna quickly change out the plate and put it back together in order to get the weight down. I'm gonna go last one. Okay. Okay, so it just takes a second to change this out. It's worth the while. Okay, we're back. Okay, part 2, curl. I only took off 2.5 pounds, okay? So I didn't take off much. You want to get full supination too. Get that hand all the way up, okay? All the way until you can't do another one. Okay, we'll drop one more time. As quick as you can. Okay, we'll put it back together. And one last time through with the towel. Okay, we'll finish with 10 pounds. Okay. One more time, elbow in the box, we're stable. And let's finish. Curl. We only took off 5 pounds. Go until I can't touch my chin. And that's a great exercise. Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, and then just before we move on, I wanted to show that from the other angle as well, okay, just so you see exactly what's going on, okay? So plate loader's hanging down, I got my hand here instead of here, okay? So you see where the towel is, okay? It's really simple. I'm just holding it straight down, okay? And then the exercise from this angle, okay, is similar to what we do with the kettlebell, okay? We're just turning the hand over, but we're curling at the same time, okay? So we're not just supinating, okay? So we're actually adding the curl to it. Curl as you supinate. Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, so exercise number 3 is gonna be working on our hooking aspect of our supination. Okay, so we're gonna be working on, and we've been working on this, just the supination muscles, and we've been working on kind of an active curl with supination. Okay, we haven't worked on your supination with hooking. Okay, that makes a big difference. Okay, that's a position we're always working in, is the hook. Okay, so let me show you how that's gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna be using the same basic stuff, okay? So we have our plate loader, loading pin. I just have 15 pounds on there for demonstration purposes. We have our carabiner here. And then I have this kind of strap. I use this for pronation. I use it for supination. This is one of my favorite pieces of arm wrestling equipment. I just made this with a towel, a fit grip ball on there, okay? And then I have a little chain on the end with a little carabiner, so it makes it really convenient to put onto this loading pin. Okay, so let me show you how this goes onto the hand, and then I'll show you how it's gonna work on the stability box. Okay, so this is key to understanding. Okay, so we're gonna be going with the hand. Okay, so this is my right hand. You're seeing the inside of my right hand. Okay, so here's how the thing is gonna go on. Okay, so obviously the loading pin, I'm gonna attach this to the loading pin in a minute. Okay, but this is how you're gonna take a handle on this thing, okay? So if we're pronating, we're going over the hand, okay? So the weight is turning the hand over, okay? So we're doing the exact opposite for supination, okay? So for supination, we wanna take the ball, okay? And we wanna go inside the hand, okay? So the weight's actually pulling you, it's pulling you over this way, okay? So we need to turn the weight up this way, and the loading pin's gonna be attached, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing here is, it's almost like an arm wrestling grip. That's the advantage that the ball gives me. It gives me really makes me have to take a grip like an arm wrestling grip, okay? It's not just grabbing the towel, okay? I'm holding here, and then all the weight is pulling down. I'm gonna have to supinate, but I'm gonna turn this into a hook position, okay? So we're gonna take this, we're gonna turn into a perfect hook position, okay? And then from there, we're gonna be pulling the weight up from the inside there. That's gonna be working our supination strength. Okay, so let's take a look at it with the weights, okay? Okay, you guys, so we're doing that supination curl with the hook from the stability box. Okay, so let me show you how this goes onto the hand from this side. Okay, so here we are. So we're going for supination, okay? So we're gonna have it going over over the thumb. Okay, so it's going to look like this. It's going to be over the thumb. I'm going to take an arm wrestling grip. Okay, and then you see how that looks. Okay, so it's going to be there. So the thumb, it's going through the hand, and then I'm taking a hooked position. Okay, so I'm going to come into a complete hook. Okay, and then from there we're turning with the hook. Okay, so we're turning up and in, turn. Okay, from the front position, okay, it's going to be the same thing. Okay, so we're keeping that hook position. I'm going to curl, and then from the side, okay, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, I got a perfect offensive hook here. Okay, so this is what our exercise is. It's curl, until you get tired and you have to stop. Curl and curl. That's a great exercise. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, you guys, so the last exercise we're going to be doing for the Supinator group today is going to be our same apparatus we used for the last one. Okay, so we're using the towel and the ball, okay, going over the hand with the chain and the weights and the loading pin. Okay, so we're going to be doing same thing, supination. This time, instead of last time where we turned into the hook position, okay, this time we're going to keep the weight over the thumb there, okay, and we're just going to be doing supination curls with a straight wrist. Okay, so same on this one. I want to have your wrist high. Okay, want to have your wrist high on this one. Okay, and same thing, elbow stability on the box. And this one we're going to be keeping the wrist straight. Okay, so instead of hooking in, okay, we're going to keep the wrist straight. It's still going over the thumb for supination strength. Okay, so here, turning up. Okay, so from the front, you see it there, okay? Turning up, and then from the side, okay, you see there, it's turning up. And you're just gonna go until you can't get your palm to go straight up. That's when you know your supinators are exhausted, okay? Almost there. And that's it for those exercises. I'll see you guys in the next one.